Today on Car Traction I'm going to be doing a little service job on my first car, the mighty 2010 Volkswagen Fox. The service job for today is going to be putting in some new spark plugs. So before we do any of that though, let's go and have a look at the spark plugs that will be going into the engine. One mistake people might make when replacing spark plugs is just take them out of the packet and put them straight in, but no, because these might not be set up to the specific requirements of the car. So we've got three Bosch plugs. Now when Dad got these I was looking for the missing one because I'm only used to 4 cylinder powered cars and 4 spark plugs, but these gaps vary very slightly and it can make a difference to how the engine runs in the car. So is it going to be in the owner's manual?
Yeah, we found it online.
Oh, did you? Oh, you haven't told me yet. So that's what gap is that then?
It's sort of 0.9 to 1 millimetre, give or take.
Oh, okay, that's quite a big gap. I kind of thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to sort of either bend this against a wall or measure it. Do you have like the things to put in?
I do.
I didn't think you'd have any metric one of those.
Yeah, I'll dig them out and.
Yeah, let's make sure these are the correct width between. Is it the electrode and the other bit?
The electrode is the little bit in the middle.
Right.
And the other bit is the other bit.
Yeah. So the spark goes between there, causes the boom.
It does.
But it's got to be the right distance, and let's find Dad's little tool. So yeah, in the owner's manual this has to be between 0.9 and 1 millimetre, and we haven't actually got feeler gauges that go that high, so we've combined a 6.635 mil and a 0.356 mil and put those together. It's like 9/8 or something, which is pretty much what you want. Then you see if it'll fit in between there and this one.
Not quite.
A little bit tight. So you want it to, it's the same thing when we're doing the tappets, you want like an interference fit. So you want it to like feel like it's grabbing a bit, but still be able to easily move it. It's just like a sort of thing you have to do.
It's like doing points, ignition.
Yeah. So this one it didn't fit in, so I have to put the screwdriver in that part.
So just carefully jig it out.
Just bend it a tiny bit, and then just see.
Because you don't want to lean on the electrode itself when you're opening it up. How close are you? Not quite there yet.
Tiny bit too tight.
Smidging more.
Thankfully there's only 3 of them to do though.
Yes. Is that a nice snug?
It feels pretty snug and good, so that one's good. And now, just try this one.
One more to go. So
Still coming too tight. So if they were too loose, you'd put it on like a wall or something and just
on something sort of
eke it.
Yeah, and just eke it back in.
Yeah, but as I think this probably has quite large plug gaps for whatever reason, they're all a little bit too tight at the moment. Yeah, that one's good as well now.
Nice.
So now they're all gapped correctly to what VW, I presume, tell you. I think we'll get on with putting them on the car.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so now that all the plugs are gapped, here's how to hopefully get at the old ones. So these are the coil packs, each one for each cylinder. And to be honest, this is probably the hardest part of the whole job. It's just getting.
So you have to push the whole lot in to take the pressure off, and then while you're doing that, push down on this clip, and it should come out. There you go, nice one.
Yeah, that's the most awkward bit of it actually. So now that's disconnected there from this part, so well I need to take this out first, don't I?
Yep, so you have to give that a jiggle. So that's the coil pack itself. Just give it a twist maybe. A bit of a jiggle and a wiggle.
That was pretty tight actually.
We don't know when it's last been off, do we?
Yeah, I mean it's had service history this car, hasn't it? But since the plugs.
Well,
yeah, it had service history, but these were the worst ever screws we ever encountered in our life when we put that on.
Yeah. So, right, now I would suggest spray a bit of because
just on it.
Because aluminium head. Well, you want to get it down the side of the plugs to where it goes into the cylinder head, just to give it every chance. That's it. So good. And spray at the top. That's it.
Yeah,
Just let that soak for a minute.
So plug spanner.
Yeah.
Is this where I take it off this one and just sort of put it on, see
Yeah,
if
you
it
can
fits?
push it on by hand.
It's got the rubber thing in there so that it doesn't fall out when we...
So it doesn't break or damage the plug. So make sure it's a nice, good,
There you go, that's on now.
nice tight push-on fit. Yeah.
It's weird because it's sort of at an angle.
Yeah.
Which is not something I've
check
seen
that that's
before.
the right way round. Yeah. So is that undue?
Yes.
Is that undue, is it? Right, okay. Make sure it's a good fit. And then...
No, it isn't. No, it is. Right. So you've got one hand there.
Left hand to keep it pointing straight so you don't get any angle on it.
If you go cross thread, plugs snap, as Dad found out with the comma.
That's which way are you going there? You're tightening.
Good point.
Yeah. So you were right before.
I was.
But yeah, keep it square.
So I'll do
keep
right
it square.
now.
That's it. Hopefully. There you go. Just being super careful, being aluminium. If it feels like it's still binding a bit, we'll spray, we'll spray a bit more stuff down. There we go.
Now I've taken off the actual zzz thing. I'm just undoing it by hand. We'll see what condition the spark plugs are in.
Not too bad.
Not actually, is it? No. You can tell they've been there a while, but the actual electrode condition is not sooty or black. I mean, it's a new car, isn't it, actually? So.
Well, bearing in mind this moisture here is the WD-40 we've just sprayed in.
Yeah, true.
So you have to ignore that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, all things
No,
considered,
no,
is it?
no.
That's bone dry.
Yeah.
So now we need to avoid another pitfall of common mechanic things, isn't it?
Don't put the old one back in.
Well, yes, that is one. But the lesser known one is got oil on my hands. Copper grease, isn't it?
Bit of copper grease on the threads.
Yes, did they want to? I don't think they had anything actually. So thankfully they came out alright. But yeah, a lot of people just put them in like that. But they're aluminium block and this is metal. They sort of
Head.
Yeah, sorry, head. I don't know why I said block. They sort of like get a chemical reaction, rust, seize on there.
Yeah.
So the copper grease sort of gets in the way of that. You just get some on your finger, and you just sort of wipe it onto the thread.
Yeah, that's it.
Which for the next person, may be us, may not be us.
Yeah. Just blot it.
It's quite a lot actually.
Pop the excess back in the tub or something on the edge. Right. So
now we drop this one in. Put it in the end.
So start it by hand.
Put it in the end of the socket.
Yeah. Nice and tight. That's it.
I guess another tip would be try not to sort of like scrape around all the mud and deposits
That's it.
as you're going in, much like checking oil. Still got copper grease on my hands. Do it with this one instead. That feels like it's going in okay.
Yeah, good. That's why you do it by hand, and then you know you're not cross-threading it or something. Whereas if you went straight with a ratchet spanner, you might not pick up.
Come out and take a look, I guess. Just make sure it looks alright. And would you have to torque this up to a certain amount, or do you just
There
do it?
will be a book torque, but really you just nip it up. Just that.
Okay.
That's it.
Because I can go further,
Because
but
it
I
does.
don't want to.
You've got these washers, so it sort of compresses onto the washer. So
And of course that gets stuck in there.
Yeah.
So that's why you also need tools such as
Needle nose. That just gets it. There we go.
gets that fella out.
That's one done.
not quite. Need to put the thing in, this.
Give it a clean.
Might as well.
Make it look nice.
I think we might be on the verge of changing one whole spark plug in one take here. So you just have to think like, what angle is that?
So where's the little...
Yeah, so you can see in the head that's cut in.
There's a little notch there, isn't there? And that fits onto there.
That should just sort of sink in. So it sort of sits there.
Nice.
And then easily that just pushes on.
So you get
Click.
a click. Yeah.
That's a lot easier to put back on
It is. Yes.
and take off. I bet that's going to be a pain, but there you go. At least one of the 3 spark plugs changed in one take. I don't know how long that clip is, but let's get on with this next one now. Spark plug 2. That's the coil back out now.
Carefully pop that to one side. And it shouldn't matter, but it's kind of a good practice to always put it back in the same cylinder.
Yeah, but you'd only do this one by one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you know.
So yeah, if you haven't noticed, 3-cylinder car, this one, it's the 1.2 litre Volkswagen Fox. They also came, was it the 1.4, I think it was, 4-cylinder engine, which had the wet, so was it a wet cam belt or was it?
It was just a cam belt.
Right, this is a timing chain.
Yeah, this is a
This
chain.
one, which is a little bit more durable. Because if a cam belt, you're putting all your faith of your whole engine on the belt, and chain's a little bit stronger. So it's a good little engine, this 3-cylinder, 55 brake horsepower.
I should remember what happened to the cam belt in the MX-5 last year.
Yes. See, if that was this, then this, I presume, is interference engine, and it would have been new engine or scrap.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the MX-5 ended up being a non-interference engine. And it was literally just a cam belt change, so timing chains are better, but with cam belt I guess you just sort of change it when you get it. And
sometimes what they do is they fit timing chains, which you think great, but then they put a plastic tensioner on them.
Oh yes, that's the thing with I know the 4-litre Jaguar XK8 engine, plastic timing chain tensioners.
Same on ours.
Does that have plastic ones as well?
It did originally, yeah.
I know wasn't there a recall or something. There you go, there's another one.
Right.
Not really all that bad. These are NGKR.
Well, we'll keep them
plugs.
for now, just in case we need them. Yeah, 'cause it did run. So,
Got grease now again, isn't it?
and then just
I will choose this plug.
a bit more reassembly.
It's the same thing again, really.
Yes.
Get in here.
Just reverse of removal.
I won't show us doing the last one, but it's
You get the idea.
yeah. Final spark plug is in, coil pack back together.
Good.
So there's no other tools, there's no sockets that just lying anywhere.
Nope.
So those are all done up. So might as well just start and make sure it still works. Hopefully.
The acid test.
Yeah.
Make sure you're sat in, not in gear.
Is that a successful spark plug change?
That's like it.
Alright, well I guess that's the end of today's video, a little video of, you know what, I'll turn it off while I'm talking. that was a DIY spark plug change on a 2010 Volkswagen Fox 1.2 litre 3-cylinder car, but to be honest it would pretty much apply to like any relatively new car. It's all pretty similar.
It's nice and easy to get at though.
Yeah, it's good access, got the belt here, and the alternator was on this side. Yeah, be honest, yeah, bit there. Not sure where the oil filter is.
The oil filter is here. It's under there.
That's not bad.
No.
Usually they're
So
on
you've
the
got
bottom.
your coolant there.
Yeah, we're obviously going to...
The brake thing's over there, the master cylinder. Coolant from there. Spark plugs there. Oil in there.
Yeah, it's good access actually,
yeah,
because this is made for a 4-cylinder,
yeah.
but this is the 3-cylinder. So yeah, that was a DIY spark plug change on my 2010 VW Fox. Do let me know if you either found this video useful or if you just enjoyed me and Dad doing a bit of tinkering. And yeah, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching.